Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm your host, Zana, and this is your co host, Ramy.
And welcome to the Muslim Recap.
Episode 2.
Today we'll be talking about Ramy. We watched season 1. I remember in our first episode we said we'll only watch episode 1 and 2.
But one thing led to another, and we finished the whole of season 1 in about a week and a half.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
So, how do we feel about today's episode?
I'm pretty excited. I got a lot to say.
Good or bad?
Both. And yourself?
Fair enough. Yeah, I think about 75% good, 25% questionable. I won't say bad. I'll say questionable.
All right. We can work with that.
Mm-hmm. I know that it's been a while since we posted our first episode. We do apologize for that. A lot has happened since we recorded that first episode. Not off to a good start, are we? So inshallah, here's to frequent episodes coming in the future. Mm-hmm. This episode cover art was done by none other than Zana herself.
Yes, and you can follow me on Zana Central Instagram.
Save it for the end.
Sorry, you can't do enough promo. Yeah, so the cover art is of season 1, Ramy. And I, like always, I just plonked one of us on there. It wasn't really much thought behind it. I just put... Yeah, and I try to really get that lighting, that solo vibes of Ramy, the character.
As of yet, I haven't seen the final, draft, whatever. But I do remember you showing me it, and it looks so good so far. But question, who's on the cover, me or you?
Me.
Wow. Okay.
I said this, but there wasn't much thought behind it. I was like, if I have enough time, then I'll do the other person. I'll do the next person.
How convenient. Later on, we're planning on doing more content, but I think now we'll stick with the podcast episodes.
That's true, yeah. Once we get enough bloopers and variations.
Once we really get into the flow of things. So now we'll get into Ramy season 1. So Zana, can you explain in one sentence or 5 words or less what season 1 of Ramy is like or about? In your own words.
Ramy Hassan is he feels unfulfilled throughout season 1. He feels like he can become more, do more as a person in their mid-20s. And religiously, he kind of represents the born Muslims who feel like they need to reconnect with Islam once they get older. No, they know this happens quite frequently in Western countries. They just feel like they can do more, they can learn more when they want to. Okay, so Ramy, the son of immigrant Muslims living in New Jersey, navigates through a life that is torn between faith, his community, and New Age ideals. Ramy is a comedy drama with a total of 3 seasons. Ramy Yusuf, who is an executive producer and who plays the role of Ramy Hassan, was born in 1991 in the US, New York City, New York, and is of Egyptian descent. He is a stand-up comedian, actor, screenwriter, and director, and has been nominated for 2 Primetime Emmys, 4 wins, and 16 nominations total. He's pretty cool. He's pretty sick.
Are there any other stuff he's been in?
He was in that one with Rami Malek, Mr. Robot. Do you remember that? I'm not sure if I'm not sure if he was like a main in there. Let me just check quickly.
I feel bad. I don't know anything about this guy.
No, it was actually pretty hard to find because I kept getting info on Ramy Hassan, the character, and not Ramy Yusuf. So it was actually just a bit. It was a bit difficult. Oh, yeah, Ramy Yusuf doesn't even give you the full name. That's all, I guess.
In Mr. Robot?
Yeah, he's pretty far down the list. So I mean, yeah, that's on our watch list. Not for this podcast, but maybe another one.
We're only in episode 2. Hold your horses. So, what was your first impression when I read the blurb synopsis in episode 1?
Well, Radhi, I think it was mainly Muslim shows that I have seen trailers of and stuff. I didn't really think it was going to follow such a strong storyline revolving around one character. I thought it'd just be like a comedy. Like when I saw comedy drama as one of the genres, I just thought like, oh yeah, each episode is a different storyline.
Well, it kind of is because his sister and then his mom gets their own episode.
I thought it would be more like sitcom type things.
Oh,
So I didn't really think it would go into such, deep, in-depth topics. Follow Ramy, his life, his changes and things. What about you? Like,
me for first impression, don't know, to be honest. I didn't have any expectations for it when I read the what it's about. I was just like, oh, okay, cool, should be interesting, but I didn't look for something specific, if that makes sense. Or kept an eye out on like a certain thing, you know?
you didn't know what to expect. Yeah, same.
Like I went into the show very open minded.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I was I was a pleasant surprise to see like a serious show on a young Muslim man, because you don't get that often. It's mainly like you get a lot of young Muslim girls, and
The hijab.
yeah, the hijab struggle, them living in a Western country. But no, it was nice because he was relatable in some way, many not.
On that note, how did you go about watching it? I know we watched it together, so I actually wanted to watch it separately so we could like come back and properly talk about it. But it was actually much funner watching it.
It was, yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I enjoyed it. I think we took a good time. Like, we didn't take too many gaps between episodes, and no, I was pretty invested in it. I mean, like, coming off from the title, the synopsis and stuff, I was thinking, yeah, sitcom like. But then once the first episode rolled around, I was taken back. Like, I was like, whoa, it's a strong character, strong storyline. This is relatable, like his family, they're pretty accurate in representation, which makes it even more like funny and enjoyable.
And I like that we were really, from the get go, we pushed into the narrative. It's not literally, I think the first scene, I can't remember well, but it was of Ramy going to the mosque. Like his mom dropped him off or something like that. So I think they already set the premise where his mom is like, oh, you must find yourself a nice Muslim girl. And then he says, I come here to pray, not to like.
Yeah, not to mingle.
Yeah. So I think that already sets a good premise of both of their mindsets.
Yeah, and their relationship, their mother-son relationship. Like,
I think Ramy is also in his, I think, mid-20s.
Fun fact, Haim Abbas, who plays Ramy's mother, is 13 years older than Amir Wakid, who plays the father.
Oh, wow.
That's a fun fact for y'all. Pretty wild.
Speaking about her, did you come across any favorite characters before we really get into the reviewing part of it?
Favorite characters, just quickly, probably be Steve. He's his friend. Steve like is quite questionable in some cases, like, but I think he calls out Ramy's contradictions. He is Christian, comes from a Christian mother, so he's also like, well, if you're going to do this, why are you doing that? Type of thing, and like trying to justify yourself in front of your non-Muslim friends can really hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, Ramy, as you watch the series, he's very a walking contradiction. That's it. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. I mean, he's not some misogynistic jerk or whatever, but he is like, he cannot control his nafs. He wants to do better. That's Ramy's whole character. He wants to be a better Muslim, be a better person, wants to, find his place and where he belongs. But yeah, I think, and you, what were your favorite characters, Radhi? What anyone stuck out?
Um, in a way, not that Rami's my favorite character. I did like him as a main character. Yeah. Because he's flawed. He's not the perfect main character. You expect him to like have all these good qualities, but he reflects both. And my favorite stuff, I actually like the friend with the glasses.
I think his name was Ahmed.
Are you sure? Isn't that the other one?
No, that's Mo. Mo is Ramy's cousin who owns the diner.
Oh,
He's not the best in influence for Ramy. He's more like the just do this so that you can do haram things, but you're married, so that somehow makes it less haram. Is his kind of thinking?
yeah. Ahmed was my favorite character because he's married. I think he's in the medical field. Yeah. And he's kind of that friend that comes along with Ramy and Mo, but he's still like he's trying to be the good influence.
Yeah, he's like, guys, this is a bad idea. Please rethink your choices.
Yeah, but he sticks with him just in case something goes wrong.
Like at the party, when they went to the party and he just like went to go sleep. Yeah. Like
Me. Like he wants to be part of it, but not part of it. For our next segment, we'll be talking about how the rest of the world felt about Ramy season 1, facts and fiction. Sana, do you want to talk about the facts?
Okay, so Ramy Yusuf, the intention of him was to, as a executive producer, writer, and director of the show, says that he wanted to put himself in each of the characters as a way to relate and also connect with his audience. Obviously, he felt like he connected the most with Ramy, Hassan himself.
Okay, that kind of makes sense because this one review that I read described it as Ramy the TV show is the alter ego of the comedian Ramy Yusuf.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so he related most to his own character, do you say?
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't see how he put himself in the shoes of each character.
I guess maybe in a personality sense and also in a religious aspect. Because we see a multitude of different Muslims throughout the series, throughout the season. I mean, like
Oh, wait, are we talking Ramy the character?
Ramy the writer.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
Yeah, you see, I was doing research on this, and it's so difficult because am I looking at Ramy Yusuf or Ramy Hassan? Yeah, that just was very unfortunate. It took a bit of time, but it's whatever.
Another fact?
That's it for me today.
Okay, so we'll go on to audience reaction. I have a few reviews here. I'll read one, actually, a mixture of good reviews, and then one that's mixed review, and then a negative review, and then we can talk about that. So, what do you want to hear first? Positive, mixed, or negative?
Um, I like to hear negative first.
Okay, let's go.
So rile things up a bit.
Oh, wow. So, the only negative review on this, well, the site that I'm using, the person said, as I expected, not funny and too religious. Maybe inside jokes for inside.
What?
I didn't know we were insiders in for inside jokes.
I feel like you can still enjoy it even if you're not Muslim.
Yeah, but if you literally have no concept whatsoever on Islam or have no Muslim friends, or if you're living under a rock and you pulled Ramy out of your Hulu selection, then it might not appeal to you.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Hmm. Then saying as I expected, not funny. There were some scenes that were funny though. Actually, every episode was funny. To me, that's what made me watch it.
Yeah, no, that's what kept me hooked as well, is that it was pure humor as well. It wasn't just sitcom waiting for laughs, sound effect type of humor. Like, you know,
I'm so glad they don't have that in.
I know it was like an actual TV series, if you know what I mean.
I think normal sitcoms go for 20, 25 minutes. This one was longer. Each episode was probably around 30 minutes. Yeah, give or take. Okay, here's one from IndieWire. Ramy resonates because it treats its characters' lives with the utmost compassion. Their struggles are universal, as are the jokes, and whether you're a viewer excited to see a practicing Muslim leading a TV show or just a white guy looking for good comedy to stream, Ramy delivers the goods. We need more series like it in every sense of the phrase.
In the what?
Every sense of the phrase. Oh, it's a good review.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree too.
Ramy's a good character, especially when he says. But then here it comes where it's like, are you talking about Ramy the writer? His characters with compassion, or Ramy
Yusuf.
the actor? Is he treating
Wait, let
his?
me ask. Oh my god, it happened again.
Either way, it works because he's not judgmental.
In what way?
Because he's kind of in a similar boat of not being a perfect ideal Muslim
And he's coming to terms with that, like,
as the show progresses.
yeah, and then he realizes
he
that,
does.
hey, not everyone is a perfect Muslim.
In the start, he's very like, "Oh, you can't do that, but I can."
Yeah, it was a lot.
And as it progresses, and there's some character development, he starts turning into, "Oh wait, I can't do that, and you can't do that." And then we have another review from the Hollywood Reporter saying the depth and diversity of perspectives on Muslim observance
Observers?
observance make Ramy a trailblazer, but it's already progressive enough as a show that is specifically and not just incidentally about religion. Oh, and it also able to be extremely funny, unexpectedly emotional, and consistently eye-opening as something that's both operating within a familiar formula and utterly confident in its own voice. That's
Whoa.
true. You lost for words.
Yeah, that was pretty.
It's not forcing religion, Islam, down the viewer's throat. It's literally showing every Muslim's lifestyle, like the mother, the sister,
His cousin, his Ahmed, his other friend.
his friend, and how a Muslim, having a Muslim friend will be there for you as well. That episode.
Supportive and reliable. And like also his cousin, how like he expected him in Egypt to be this pious Muslim, this, you know, you're from um you're from a country from with a you're from a country with a large Muslim population, he already expected, oh, everybody is going to be religious, highly religious, more religious than I am. But I mean, we were really exposed to a lot of different Muslims.
And yeah, especially like that because it shows that religion isn't here. Everyone has to go here to become the most pious Muslim. It's everywhere. It's up to you individually.
Yeah, you gotta like
Feel like you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna go to I can't go to oh wait, let me go to Saudi Arabia because I wanna be a better Muslim. I'm gonna become a better Muslim if I go to Saudi Arabia. It does it's like not really. It's up to you as a person. Are you gonna be influenced, distracted, or are you going to become a better Muslim? Because there's beautiful mosques in Saudi.
oh, well, it's a Muslim rich country, but you can still, not all countries are perfect, not all Muslims are perfect. Wherever you go. And I mean, like just because Ramy went to Egypt, he wanted to visit mosques there. But he was persuaded, I'd say fairly easily, to go to that party. So it's not about where you are, but who you are. Whoa! That was great. That was great.
The look on your face. And then also, it's not a too serious show that will make you feel like, oh, that was a lot. It's funny, it's humorous.
Yeah, it wasn't intense and up your face. It gets real serious. It gets real, uh, like, jaw dropping moments.
Like that one episode when they showed how Rami went through with 9/11 that happened.
That was a heavy topic.
Because he was like, what, 8 years old, something like that? And how his friends just
Maybe 11. Maybe 11.
somewhere around. But he was a kid either way. And how his friends turned on him and looked at him differently because of that event. So it's literally touching on everything within one season, which I think is rare. You learn a lot.
Yep. And I also really liked in that episode the real subtlety of immigrant parents in the West trying to fit in, because Rami's father tried putting up the American flag in their yard, and
We
then
love America.
and it's just like, it's not not making fun, but it's truly relatable, not just in the sense of, oh crap, uh, we don't want to be targeted, we want to seem like them. It's more like, yeah, you just want to not be so outed. Something happening doesn't represent everybody. And Rami also, he was just a kid, but he was also affected in a way too.
The mixed review is not really. I don't know. I'll read it out and then we'll go from there. Just gave the show a shot. It has some truly fantastic elements and some great comedy woven in, but sadly the lead just can't keep up with the supporting cast. Next to world class actors like I'm Abbas and truly talented comics like Muhammad Amir, Rami himself is a flat and what milk with toast? I don't know. What? I don't know. As un flat as an unbattered pancake. Featuring Haim's character as a lonely housewife was excellent. Oh yeah, that was a heartfelt episode of the mother.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, how everyone takes her for granted and all the food that she makes, those huge containers. When last did I see her such huge containers?
Literally, just full of food. But yeah, I mean, her intention was good, but yeah, it just wasn't working out for her.
And I guess it's also showing what day to day stuff mothers go through. And literally, it's not what I like about the show. Not everything is Islam, it's religion, it's literally just motherhood. Like,
That's true. They explored everything.
yeah, making sure that she's making sure that everyone's okay, but no one's checking in on her.
That's so true.
And then watching how she's the main character of this episode, and then Ramy is a side character. It felt so weird. I don't know if you felt that. It's like the whole focus is on her. Then he comes in when she's like, "Oh, I made all this food," and he's like, "Oh, I said I was going out. Bye, mom, and kiss goodbye." Then he comes home late, super late, or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that in the next episode with Tina, his sister, where he was just like, he just had like what, a couple words of dialogue, and then that was just it. And I was like, I kind of miss Rami after these two episodes.
I know it's so, but I like how they integrated the whole family and really took it upon themselves to touch on a lot of topics and themes.
I mean, like the his mother felt unfulfilled with his father. She was I think maybe you do get to that point in your relationship where you do need a reminder why you stuck with this person. Because I mean, she was getting a bit too comfortable with that other guy in the Uber drive, but she realized afterwards, toward the end of the episode, I know I there's a reason why she
She's with him.
yeah, there's a reason why. And even though he's not the most exciting guy, the most he's his Rami's father loves to reminisce. Rami's father loves to reminisce. He's always, I'd say, he's always stuck in the past, and Rami's mother, she wants to be in the moment. That's how I see their relationship. So sometimes they like hit and miss each other, but I mean, maybe you just need that type of person.
Yeah, especially since their kids are in their mid-20s, they have their own lives. It's like as parents, you're like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Are we still parents?
If I mean they live with us, but are they? There, yeah. Are they with us? I feel like for Rami's father, we see him a lot in like every episode that he's in. We see a lot of his personality. I feel like a dedicated episode to him wouldn't really have given us much because it's not to say that he was a flat character, but like you didn't take much to know what type of father he is.
Yeah, I think them three having the episodes, it was enough to show him as a father.
Yeah, and like the whole dynamic as a family.
Mm. Okay, that was our facts and fiction segment. Now we move on to spoilers. For our next segment, we'll be talking about the spoiler section of the episode. So if you haven't watched season 1 of Rami, then I suggest you pause this episode and go watch the entire episode. Oh,
Entire season and then come back.
yes, and then come back. Thank you. Welcome back. Now that you've watched the entire season, we can now finally talk about spoilers. Sana, do you want to start off with your favorite moments of season 1 of Rami?
Favorite moments of mine, I had quite a few. The second episode really stood out to me because I like the theme of manhood, and I feel like Uncle Nazim is not my favorite character. Okay, it's not my favorite. I question him, but I feel like he showed that pretty good, as in working for yourself, establishing yourself, being a protector, which is what Islam is all about. And he shows that, especially toward the end of the episode, where they come across that girl and her boyfriend who are fighting, and Uncle Nazim, he can't turn away from that, and he tells Rami to never, never witness that and never do nothing about it.
Yeah, that protect and provide mentality.
Yeah, and it's not that wasn't shown in a toxic way, which was pretty good. like an overbearing, you must do what I say way. It's more like a, like you say, protect and provide way. But yeah, that was one of my favorite moments. In yours, what stood out to you?
There's there's actually so many, but I think the episode, I guess in general of season one is that it wasn't entirely focused on Rami. We got to see from his sister's point of view, then his mother's point of view, and then we also got a little bit about his friends as well. And then his one friend who he helped,
Steve?
when he helped Steve because he liked this girl or something.
Yeah, I met her online or something and he wanted to.
Yeah, and even though Rambi's like he knows what's right and wrong, but he's still there for his friends. Yep. And he'll be there through the end. And even if he has to set aside what he's going through just so that he can be there for his friends, I kind of really like that. It showed up until that point, we were kind of like Rami doing all these things.
Yeah, I mean, Rami disappointed me in more than one ways. So to see this was really refreshing of him.
To have it, it wasn't at the end, but kind of in the middle.
I think it was after Dina's episode. So after not seeing him for like full 2 episodes, he comes back. He comes back a good man. Just for that episode though.
Yeah, so it's kind of a reminder that he is a good person, just not making good choices.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Any other favorite moments?
Other favorite moments? I actually really like. I think it was in episode 3. Do you remember? I can't remember exactly what led Rami to go to the mosque. Also, you know that uncle that used to be at the mosque in the first 2 episodes? I really wish he would be a reoccurring character, but they just like he just fell off the face of the planet.
There would have been a nice
Guidance for him.
a role model to look up to, I guess, or someone to turn to.
Yeah, and like hold him accountable.
I thought it was going there.
Same. What I was saying before, there was this one revert character in episode 3 where Rami goes to the mosque and I think it's only them two. And this guy is, telling Rami, or Rami came to him explaining his issues. I'm pretty sure not in detail, but this revert guy, he's telling him, you have a black spot on your heart. A black spot on his heart. I'm not sure what led him to the masjid, but he found himself there and he met this revert guy and he has a very modern way of speaking, very chillax dude type of thing. But this revert dude found solace in the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's words and told that to Rami. And in a way, I hope that helped Rami. And I just really like that touching moment because for reverts, they find it difficult. And like sometimes, I mean, you can't judge a Muslim by their past. Whether they were revert, whether they were born Muslim, we can always find a connection between each other. And that's what Rami found with that guy. He took what he said and he realized he did have a black spot on his heart. He realized he realized he needed to find a way to eradicate it and just saw how forgiving Islam is. I think Rami he was troubled, he was doing all these bad things, can't not do these bad things. So he felt like he was unforgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, he just needed that reminder that it's like, no matter what you do, as long as you don't leave, as long as you don't forget Allah, you can always come back to Him. And that's what that revert guy, I mean, like, in the series, you wouldn't expect that. Or, like, not in the series, you wouldn't expect that in real life.
But it's so realistic.
It's so realistic. And I'm so glad. That's what I've been saying this whole episode. This show has brought on, like, an array of Muslims.
Yeah, that's what I like too about it. Like, there's a lot of representation, diverse representation within the Muslim community, you can say.
I'd say so, especially in America. You find different types of Muslims everywhere.
Now we'll move on to our least favorite. Okay, wait, I'll go first since you spoke now.
I think I need to cool down.
Least favorite moment for me was okay. I'm leading up to it, but I'll explain myself first. Um, you know when Ramy's mom asked him what type of girl he wants, and he's like, preferably without hijab, scarf, which is fine, you know, but then all the girls who wore scarf, they depicted them in one category that they too mature for him, that they have their life together, that they're boring, that they reserved, and you know it's
Yeah,
and then the ones without the scarf,
they're the ones with the personality, the interesting, the eye catching.
the talkative ones,
They really got Ramy interested in them.
yeah, and it's like
Yeah, that's probably definitely the only part where they could have not stereotyped so.
because I wear a scarf, but I'm not 100% mature.
Exactly. It's not like we're making good decisions all year round.
Okay, don't need to call ourselves now.
I know, but I mean,
But yeah, do you see what I mean? Just that was the only thing that I picked up on. I think there's a few, but yeah, you go ahead.
I think that was the Ramadan episode. Because, yeah, that episode, wild. Absolutely wild. It's Do the Ramadan, episode 5. Ramy wants to become a better Muslim. So he decides he wants to start fasting and he wants to do it on time and things. But the way he started that off, he was making out with a girl. And then his adhan goes off for suhoor. I mean, for fajr. And I was like, wait, what? Yo, what? And then that's not even the worst thing of that episode, guys. He iftar, he's had a hard day. He's trying to push his way his nafs.
Was it at the mosque?
Yes. So he goes to the mosque and everything, and then he finds this mother, and then she is having trouble with a child or something, or like trying to find her car. You know, her son wants to go sleep or something. So Ramy, he's tired from the day and things, but he says, "All right, I'll help." So up until this point, I was like, wait. So they go to get to their house. Things are getting a bit tense between them, and in my head, I'm like, Ramy, you said no. I had faith in him. I think this was like my breaking point in having no faith in Ramy at all after this, because I was like, you know, he wants to be a better person. He just said that like 10 minutes ago. He said that he wants to be a better person, and then I hit it off. Boy, I was disappointed, man. Very disappointed. Do you know what I was also more disappointed of? The way his father, uh, like, the way his father like handled the situation after he found out that Ramy had an affair with a married woman with a child.
What did what did
His
he
father
do?
didn't no think about what you did. Like, he didn't give off that. I wouldn't like yelling and like screaming and swearing and stuff, but more so like a serious dead tone I would have expected from the father.
What does he do to Ramy?
He just this leads into Ramy going to Egypt,
Oh,
but he's more like listen to the recordings of my father. So I feel like the
handle bit.
he could have,
If it was his sister,
if it was Dina, yo, like, yeah, I think that's what also like majorly puts me off is the double standards.
yeah, I think hopefully they work on it because this season 2 and season.
That's it. Like, hopefully, yeah, Dina, you can see toward the end of the series, she's also not so overthinking what will her parents say, wanting to be the perfect daughter, even though
Yeah, I hope. I guess this leads into our things to improve the way I hope Dina isn't there only to show.
the unfairness.
Yeah, and she's not just there to show the difference between what a guy can do and what a girl can't
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Yeah, I hope she actually has a good storyline, background character, and development. And
yeah, no, I'd like to see that because she definitely became more l- less sheltered under her parents, or like was she wasn't taking her mother's helicopter parenting. If you know what I mean.
yeah, she spoke up, which is good.
Yeah, which is good. I just hope that she does it in a logical way.
Yeah, and I don't know what to expect for season 2.
Me neither. I hope they do carry on. I don't know if he returns from Egypt at the end of the series or he's still in Egypt, but I would like to see more of him in Cairo.
Especially what happens in the last episode.
What happened? His
Him,
cousin?
yes. Yeah, so that'll be exciting to see, even though we're talking about spoilers, there's not much to touch on since it literally ended in that cliffhanger with him kissing his cousin. I don't know if it's second.
I think it's first.
Anyway, we'll see for season 2.
Yeah. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just Rami, can you not go after every single woman that you see? Like I don't want to think of Rami as like a player or womanizer, but like every single girl that he met from episode 1 to um 10, I think. Bro just couldn't handle himself. And I was just like, that's the one thing that I really was disappointed with. I wasn't even mad. I was just
Like, I
disappointed in
think if
Rami.
at the start of the episode you're like, oh, he's learned his lesson.
He's learning.
We have hope, we have faith in him. And then as towards the end of the episode, it's just like, okay, we're back to square.
Like, we see Rami's standards though, because the Jewish girl, I think maybe in episode 3 or 4, he says she offered him drugs. He said no. But then in a couple episodes later, woman offers another deal and she's married and she has a kid, and I'm like, that's where you draw the line?
He did take, what did he take? Gummies or something?
I don't know if he did, because that's why he left the party.
No, Steve has gummies that he needs to take or something like that.
No, but didn't he know that he wasn't supposed to until he started eating it?
No, he's literally looking at it and then he's like,
Oh, yeah.
YOLO, and he
Oh my god, Rami.
yeah, so
If Rami decides to keep his morals and his goal of becoming a better Muslim, a better person, we need to see a lot of improvement in season 2.
hopefully, but it's I see it's produced by A24 and they make pretty good films and TV shows. I haven't watched a lot of their TV shows, but I did watch a lot of their movies, so I have faith in the future season.
We have faith. Oh my god. Okay, for our final segment, we are going to be doing the evaluation of Rami. So, Aurelia, your rating for character, and in this case, Rami. Rami Hassan.
Out of 5 or 10?
What would you like?
I'll go for out of 10. I will say character.
Why are you using your fingers?
I'm taking away points. I start on 10 and then I take away.
Oh, okay.
So wait. I'll go 6.5, 7.
Okay, yeah, I was leaning more towards 7 as well. Solid character. We just haven't seen the end of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's growth? We just haven't seen that yet. So, alright. Out of 10, storyline. How you feeling?
6.5, only because I wish they were more clear on like the time skips. Like the Ramadan episode, it wasn't even like.
Yeah, true. It just came out of nowhere, didn't it?
So I thought, okay, this will at least be 2 episodes or something. It was like half an episode.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, there isn't really any timestamps. Things are just happening to the characters.
Yeah, true. The only timestamp that was outright was the episode of 9/11.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that one they go back. They say I could have been 11 years or something. 15 years, if I can remember right. Okay, mine for that was probably also 7. Yeah, I was pretty secure with that. Followed along easily. Pretty solid. And then Muslim representation out of 10. And this is the whole series with like all the Muslims and how Islam was depicted.
Ooh. I'll go for 7.5.
Interesting.
Because sometimes they gave into mixing religion and culture. Sometimes not as much as I thought they would. Sometimes, yeah, they did. And I wish we had more scenes where Ramy was at the mosque. Or not only, I wish it wasn't only focused on him and his journey as a Muslim. I wish they also reflected on
the Muslims and
yeah, say the mom or the dad. They did kinda on the sister, but more in a um
in a restrictive tone.
yeah, like more in a comparison way, not her own journey.
Yes, yeah. I'd have to also go with the 6.5. I always spoke about it. I did really like it, but I also wish that we could also get maybe Muslims that also, maybe more like Ahmed, Ramy's friend, who would say, "Yeah, guys, it's a no for me, dog. I'm not up for this." Like, like in the sense of, I don't know, just being more conscious.
Yeah, and but still having a personality.
Still having a personality, opinions, and things. Yeah. And then overall, the show Ramy, how'd you feel? Out of 10.
Ooh.
As a series,
I'm gonna go for 8.
An 8, nice.
Yeah, because I like comedy, but I'm also very picky with it. And I enjoyed watching the show. I think it was much more fun watching it like with you.
Yeah. It definitely is like a family.
A family show.
I mean, all the family type of show.
I think also because you can relate on some level to it.
Yeah. So you can laugh about it afterwards.
Yeah, and not every, I'm not sure, but not every show that maybe will come across will have tick all the boxes in terms of representation and
That's true, yeah.
so yeah, 8 out of 10.
Sure. Mine probably 8.5.
Oh.
8.5-ish. 9 maybe? Because where do you find okay, this is show though. Okay, mine's 8.5.
Okay, you dropped it down.
Just a little bit. It's just where do you find a solid series like this incorporating Islam and not being cringe, not holding it to this this weird and strict.
Yeah, not forcing the message down your throat, not preaching it or spoon feeding us information.
It's more like we can see how this character is interacting, and I think with everyone around him, and I think it was a pretty solid series. It's pretty good. Okay, this rating extremely likely to extremely unlikely. So you know the other ones in between, right? Likely, unlikely, neutral, etc. Okay, how likely are you to recommend this as good Muslim representation to others? You neutral, you
Likely.
likely? Yeah. I'll be a bit wary. I'll be likely to maybe unlikely because this message can come off to but brazen to other people. Like it's very easy for people to this isn't what Islam is like. But it's
Okay, now I'm switching to neutral.
no. It's because I feel like Islam was depicted accurately, although it could have been shown more. Like maybe he could have gone Jumu'ah. We did go to a nikah, which was nice. But
It was in an office. I wish it was a nice nikah.
okay, bro, we're not looking at the appeal.
Okay, so
We're looking at the humbleness. Um, yeah, like it's easy for people to mix up. Oh, they're portraying Islam like this, but no, they're portraying Muslims like this. Like Muslims and Islam is different. Islam is perfect. Muslims aren't.
well said. Who did you go down?
I don't know, but I heard this from someone. Shout out to someone. Some Iman. So I'd probably go likely.
Okay, I'm between neutral to likely. Because I was thinking about that, but then I just ended up saying. Next one.
Oh, how likely are you to recommend this as a comedy drama to others?
Oh, extremely likely.
Extremely likely.
Especially if they are Muslim or they have Muslim friends, like you can relate or it appeals to the target audience. I'm not gonna recommend it to someone who doesn't like comedy.
Or like has no clue about Islam because Islam is heavy on the topic of throughout the series.
Or maybe someone who doesn't know anything about Islam but wants to know.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. I mean, like,
I'll be like, watch this, so you're not overwhelmed.
so in terms of recommending this to like a newly revert, I don't know if I would. This is about questionable things. Like, remember when Ramy was making fajr, and then his friend walks by, and then he tries talking to him while he's praying, and then Ramy's like making eye contact and like trying to tell him to shut up and stuff, and I'm like, bro, just ignore him. Ramy's a bit of a people pleaser, I'd say. Or like he just yeah. So yeah.
Well, what do you think?
Comedy drama, yes. No, definitely. It was funny, it was refreshing. It wasn't full of info. It was a nice laugh. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so that's the end of our evaluation for the series Ramy.
Now on to our next topic where we'll be choosing our title for episode 3 between a book, movie, or TV show. Zana, can you spin the wheel?
I am now spinning the wheel.
What is it? I don't like your face.
It better not be a book. I swear, it's not like I don't like books, I just. What is it?
Book, movie, TV show.
Yeah, Rabbi.
Okay, so now I'll select the book that we're doing. And Zana does not look too pleased that we're doing another book.
So soon.
Out of the many book titles that we have, we will be doing number 13 on our list, which is Saints and Misfits by S.K. Arley.
Okay, let's check the cover. Perhaps I've seen it. I'm not good with titles.
I've come across the book when I was adding titles to the list, but other than that, I have no idea what this book is about. So let's look it up.
Okay. Oh, okay. This one I happen to have found in a bookshop or a coffee shop. Isn't this the one?
Yes.
Yeah, I found this in a coffee shop. Not too long ago.
Wait, by S.K. Arley?
Let me just share. I took a photo of it. Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. So Rod and I went to this coffee shop, and it's owned by a Muslim. It is a Muslim-owned coffee shop, which is a rarity around here in Perth, Western Australia.
Shout out to Coffee and Dates.
Shout out to Coffee and Dates. We love your panini bread.
Okay.
So they have a little book section there, and they happen to find Saints and Misfits and the Adventures of Amina Al Serafi. So that was also added to the list, and
Yes, I can't wait for that one, even though it's a thick one.
it's a good fantasy. It's a thick fantasy.
I think I'm excited to read that also.
Okay. I mean, like, I was the Saints and Misfits. I was pretty excited for this as well.
Do you want to read the blurb?
Sure thing. There are three kinds of people in my world: saints, those special people moving the world forward. Sometimes you glaze over them, or at least I do. They're in your face so much you can't see them, like how you can't see your nose. Misfits, people who don't belong, like me. The way I don't fit into dad's brand new family, or in the leftover one composed of mom and my older brother, mom's boy Muhammad. Also, there's Jeremy and me, misfits. Because although a lit, a literal, are you looking at the word I'm looking at?
Yes. A literate. What? A literate. Just say speaking. The next word. Just move on to the next.
Speaking, Yana and Jeremy sound good together. We don't go together, same planet, different worlds. But sometimes worlds collide and people. But sometimes worlds collide and beautiful things happen, right? 3. Monsters. Well, monsters wearing saint masks, like in Flannery O'Connor's stories, like the monster at my mosque. People think he's holy, untouchable, but nobody has seen under the mask except me. Whoa. First published June 13th, 2017.
Whoa. Okay. Now I'm Loki's scared. It took a turn.
We're excited for this.
Mm. And the genres are for Saints and Misfits are young adult, contemporary, fiction, realistic fiction, romance, and religion. I'm excited, but at the same time, trading carefully.
Mm-hmm. On to our next mini segment.
Yes, where we want to end things off, where we mention one thing that we're reading or watching outside of the podcast. One thing that I am reading, well, actually, I'm listening to an audiobook as I drive because I'm driving almost every day and I'm getting tired of podcasts. No offense.
What are you doing?
Listening to an audiobook.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part.
It's called Clap When You Land. Clap When You Land? Yeah, Clap When You Land by I love this author and I can't believe I forgot. There. Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. What have you been reading or watching, Zana?
Okay, so mine is less. I'm more in the comics. Batman, Wayne Family Adventures.
What what made you start that?
I saw an edit on Instagram and then I was like, but it's actually really cool. So yeah, I'm currently on that. But anime wise, I was watching Link Click. Still waiting out for the dub episodes to come out. Have you seen it?
No.
What the heck was your face?
No, I just remembered. Do we have to watch Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes! We're also, me and Raleigh are also watching Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
Yes. How many episodes? It should be two, right?
Wait, what? I should be by now, I'd say. Hopefully.
Don't remember watching last week.
I don't think we did.
We are also watching As a Family Only Murders in Buildings season.
3.
Is it?
Season 3, yeah. Season 1 was Tim Kono. Season 2 was Bunny, who got murdered. She was in a tie-dye hoodie. Now season 3, it's Ben, I forgot his last name. Now he's Paul Rudd. So yeah, we're currently watching that. Pretty interesting.
Episode 3 will be on Saints and Misfits by SK Ali. Keep a lookout and we'll see you guys next time.
Adios.
Assalamu
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are out.
And if you guys want to follow us on social media, on our personals, I am Radhi07 on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
I am Zana Central on Instagram, and I'm not active on anything else. So if you do find me, give me a follow. But Instagram's my main base.
And we'll see you guys next time.
To learn more about this podcast, follow us at The Muslim Recap on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Do support us by subscribing to our Spotify podcast or wherever you get your podcasts.